All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakwakadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work in true sincerity. And we're going to jump right into the scripture. This is Revelation 18 and 4. And it says, And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not her plagues. Now, what this is speaking about is basically the return of Yahweh Shai, the return of Yahweh Shai to receive the elect, to gather up the elect, the 144,000 from out the face of the earth, whether they be dead in the grave and resurrected, or would they be alive on earth and not seeing death. Because Yahweh Shai spoke of a generation that shall not see death. Let's go ahead and get that. This is Matthew 16:28, and this is basically Yahweh Shai speaking to the apostles. I'll start at verse 24. It said, Then said Yahweh Shai's disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. Now, this is not only speaking to the apostles in those day and age, but also speaking to the men of Slakia. This is not speaking just to apostles in that day and age, but also to the men of the Lord in this day and age. Whosoever shall save shall Salakia. Whosoever will save his life shall lose it. You know, that spirit of self-preservation, the we gotta eat spirit. You know, that's what's gonna convince and encourage many people to take the chip, to make the mark of the beast. And there's no preparing for that, man. There's no amount of prepping that you can do. There's no amount of food stores that you can do it for that time of trouble. That's all. That with your survival and your faith and whatever the Lord's going to do for you is all dependent on the will of the Lord in that day. It's not dependent on any of our own actions. There's no amount of weapon stores that you can do, or no amount of food hoarding or prepping or anything of that nature that you can do. That's going to be dependent on the Lord, man. The Lord's going to decide what happens to his apostles, to the elect, to the 2/3 in those days. You know, you have seen a post on social media where this lady, she had a whole pantry full of canned foods, and this is where, and she's saying this is what we're going to eat during the time of the mark of the beast. Well, how long is that going to last? Now, you got a house to store all that, but guess what? Unless you outright, even if you outright own that property and own that house, there's still going to be demanded some type of payment for you to keep that house in the form of taxes or anything else. So you're still going to have to pay some way to take the mark of the beast, because cash money, writing a check using a debit card, will no longer be accepted in those times. So these are people trying to preserve their life, and ultimately you gotta trust your life into the hands of the Lord. If whosoever will save his life shall lose it, whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited but shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? What shall a man give in exchange for his soul? But that's what's going to be required of you when you take that mark of the beast. You're exchanging your soul. You're pledging your alliance, your worship to the beast, to the system, the beast system, to the so-called white man, the devil. So for the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with angels, and this shall reward every man according to works. So remember that he shall come in the glory of his Father. But guess what? That's not just going to happen. It's going to be announced. It's going to be announced from the heavens. It's going to start with a trumpet. It's going to be announced vocally. You're going to hear it. People are going to hear it. They're going to understand whatever. Most likely be speaking the Hebrew language, the Lashawan Kadash. But you're going to understand what it means. You're going to understand that means the Lord is coming back. So, and then I'm going to go down to verse 28. It says, Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which will not taste of death, to the seed of the Son of Man coming in the kingdom. And that's speaking of the apostles being reincarnated in these last days and living a lifetime where they're not gonna die. They're gonna live this life. Yahweh Shai is gonna come back with the chariots. They're gonna be beamed up and changed into those new bodies. Let's go back to Revelation 18 and 4. This is Revelation 18 and 4. It says, And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of sins, and that you receive not her plagues. And that's basically the gathering of the elect into the chariots. Come out of her, my people. The Lord's going to call his people to the chariots. And it's going to be with a trumpet as well. It's going to be very loud, very fearful. It's going to be very strange. Like it says in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. Let's go ahead and get that. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5, and we'll start at verse 1. It says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. That boldness is going to be the glory that the Lord is going to put upon him. The glory that they're going to see men rising up to be beamed up in chariots while nuclear missiles are raining down at the same time, because it said the righteous shall scarcely be saved. So it could happen like that. Missiles could be descending and the elect could be ascending. It said when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. They shall be amazed at the strength of salvation so far beyond all that they look for. Because like I said in Revelation 18 and 4, it's going to be an announcement of that, first and foremost. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, they will see who we had sometimes derision and a proverb and approach. We fools that counted life manners, it is then to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of Yahweh, and his lot among the saints or the elect? So it's going to be a fearful day in that time, man. Let's get our Revelation 1 and 7, because it said he comes with clouds. And that's going to be a world event for all the world to see. Revelation 1 and 7, it says, behold, he cometh with clouds, which basically are chariots. And every eye shall see him. So it's going to be a worldwide event, witnessed by every human being upon earth. The coming of the Lord, the great chariot, the great fathership. You know, reading the book reading the Apocrypha, it speaks of a ship that had no, you couldn't tell where it started and where it ended. It was just massive. It says, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so amen, because Scripture said there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. It's going to be the utmost horror, utmost regret. You read about that in Wisdom of Solomon, the 1st chapter. How they moan and they will be wailing. It's going to be an event like no other, man. The chariots are coming back for the elect. Let's get 1 Thessalonians 4 and 16. Another scripture that speaks about that. This is 1 Thessalonians 4 and 16. And it's going to be this is what we hope for, man. This is what we are hoping. This is what we're trusting in. You know, we're not worrying about a retirement or 401k or none of those things. Now, if you have those things, whatever, that's fine. But ultimately, that's not going to be our salvation. That's not going to be our rest in this world, man. And even if you do have a 401k or retirement of some sort, guess what? That's all you're gonna have to receive the ship to get any of that. You know, these people are bugged out of here, man. They're thinking that they gotta save and plan for the future. Now you gotta be a circumspect and wise man, and occupy till he comes. You don't just sit in your house like a bum and say, "No, I'm waiting for the Lord to come back," and not do nothing productive with yourself. Not go out and sustain yourself and make wise, smart financial decisions. You know, everything in balance. The Lord will let you know when it's time to put all that away, because you're going to have no other choice. It says, for the Lord himself, 1 Thessalonians 4 and 16, it says, for the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout. And you read about that shout in Revelation 18 and 4. The announcement. With a shout, with the voice of the archangel. So an angel is going to announce the chariot coming. An angel is going to announce the gathering of the elect. And with the trump of Yahweh, and the dead and Messiah shall rise first. With a trump. What's a trump, man? A trump is a musical instrument, a loud noise. A trumpet. A trumpet, see? It's going to be a war cry, man. Because trumpets throughout all history, you know, bugles, trumpets, the ram's horn, they all were used in military campaigns throughout all history. From ancient days to to now. The bugle call, they call it, man, nowadays. They sound the alarm of battle. This is for the Lord himself should descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, with the trump of Yahweh, and the dead in Mashiach shall rise first. Those elect that passed away. But then they said that there should not be men that not see death. Those men that are still alive in that time, most high willing, we are those men. Said, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so ever shall be with the Lord. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words. This is the only comfort that we got. The most high willing, we are those elect men. You know, we are those men that will receive that salvation, that mercy in that day. Let's get Matthew 16, the 16th chapter. This is Matthew 16 and let me see here. Somewhere around here. I think I already read this. Yeah, we went over this. So my next scripture that I had was Isaiah, the 26th chapter, or the 21st chapter, the one that speaks about the chambers being basically that goes along with Revelation 18:4. Let's go find that real quick. And this is Isaiah 26:20. And once again, that announcement: Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy door about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, till the indignation be overpassed. And that's speaking about the Lord calling his people to the elect to the chariot to witness the destruction of America. Because most high willing, we could be those men that witness from the aerial point of view the destruction of this place. For behold, the Lord comes out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose their blood and shall no more cover her slain. The judgment is coming, but also mercy is coming. And most high willing, we are hoping that the Lord finds us worthy to be part of that salvation and part of that mercy. This is our comfort, man. Comfort one another with these words. You know, so endure. So all we got to do is endure. And most high willing, we're hoping to be those men, and ultimately you will get salvation. With that being said, it's a real quick lesson here at the plantation. Most high willing, hope is edifying. That want to give our honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Call halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Let's keep on pushing. Shalom.